When parasites find a way to your plate, how fast do inspectors move on recalls? Well, in tonight's Fact Finders, KY3's Paul Adler shares what he learned from safety inspectors in 2 different counties about how they protect your food. Paul?
Well, Rob, we recently aired a story where we talked to different restaurants about removing recalled lettuce, but one of our viewers wanted to know about all restaurants. So he wrote to us asking this question: are health inspectors checking the source of the lettuce in restaurants since contaminated lettuce is an issue now?
Cyclospora outbreak is a story of the gross, the grosser, and the ugly, parasites. The CDC says more than 6,000 people in 15 states have gotten sick. It's traced to iceberg lettuce from Taylor Farms in Mexico, then sold to restaurants and stores, including some Taco Bell locations and market-side lettuce at Walmart. When a recall hits, health inspectors say they don't wait around.
We respond immediately. We receive recall notifications from the State Department of Health and Senior Services, and along with that notification comes a distribution list. So we know exactly which food establishments the product may have been delivered to.
Getting the word out doesn't mean using one form of communication. They'll use emails, phone calls, and drive to the restaurant, then walk into storage areas and coolers.
We have a dedicated inspector or inspectors, depending on how widespread it is. They are going to the facility, they're talking to the person in charge, a manager. They might be talking to, like with lettuce, like maybe somebody in charge of the produce department and saying, hey, do you know about this?
Both Springfield, Greene County and Taney County tell me local restaurants have always been fully cooperative.
A lot of times when we walk in, they already know about it, they've already pulled it, they've already sent it back to the supplier.
You know, I'm 20 years with the department, and I can't recall an instance where someone has been abrasive or resistant to the idea of following recall instructions. They are all very cooperative, very understanding, and that gives me reassurance that our food establishments are conscious for our community.
If you go to a restaurant, you have a concern, start by asking to talk with the manager. You can also always call your local health department if you have questions. Coming back to this question, the viewer question, are health inspectors checking the source of the lettuce in restaurants? On this one, the answer is yes. They get a distribution list from the state identifying where the recalled product went. Then they identify the locations that need to be warned about the recall. If you want a deeper dive into this topic, we're going to stream our conversations with the inspectors in the next few days.